All right, so Beerus Maximus here, and this is the new Toyota for Life GX460 2023. This is a luxury model with the white premium paint. When the car was originally sold, they covered it in protecting film. So the whole front of the car is covered in a plastic wrap. It's not sure how well it will age. You can see in some places the plastic is peeling back. May end up having to one day take a heat gun and remove it, but for now it stays. This one has a red interior, which if you asked me would I like a vehicle with a red interior, I would say probably no, usually, because it brings back memories of my 1991 Ford Tempo, which was all red inside. But this is nicely accented, dashes in black. You got fancy trimmy stuff here. And that's the center stack there. I got some WeatherTech mats coming to replace the cloth mats, because these cloth mats just don't cut it. So we'll have some WeatherTechs in there. And we're going to take a quick pause here because children are coming out and they're going to probably start screaming. And then we'll pick this up in a second. But before we go, this one came with the rear captain's chairs. So you can skedaddle through the middle here if you'd like, and into the very tight third row. But there is a third row in this vehicle. It's tight. Let's put it that way. This is a basically 15-year-old 4Runner platform that they've just continually adapted things to. Rear glass pops open. I love this feature. Got a cargo net, cargo cover. Again, there's a third row here. It's not folded up. It is an electric third row. So all you have to do is press the buttons to flip it up. But you would have to first remove this cargo cover. It's just spring loaded, and you just pull it back, drop it down, and then you can flip the seats up. Probably the quirkiest feature on these vehicles is the side opening door. I don't know why they couldn't have just flipped the door to be hinged on the left side, so that when you're we drive on the left-hand side of the road and parking. And so this is kind of awkward. We were used to this because we had this on our RAV4. This is a toy, so we don't really care that much about this, but a lot of people find this wonky. Some people love it. It has some storage, some tools, and it came with a hitch, factory hitch. We already went through the interior here. You got your basic sunroof. This has, I don't have the keys with me. Actually, before I go in, I'm going to show you the one thing that I just absolutely hate about this vehicle. There's only one thing that I hate, and that's these running boards. Not all of them have these large running boards. And there's a lot of options to replace these with rock sliders or, some other trim. But the problem with these is the vehicle, in my case, I'm 5'9", is not high enough to really justify needing to use these. So they're just kind of in the way. I'm 5'9", and I can step right into this, no problem. But these just kind of get in the way and interfere. So these are going to come off. They come off real easily, and there's a whole bunch of different options to replace those. A lot of guys just cut the running board off and put the plastic trim they'll cut the running board basically in half and leave the plastic trim on there to cover the pinch welds, but you know, we'll figure it out over time. And so yeah, every time I like want to get in this thing, I pause because it's just they're so awkward. But anyhow, my wife is 5'4" and she likes them. So let's see, what else do we have? Pretty traditional gauge cluster. Sorry, I left the keys in the house. We have Apple CarPlay. It's not wireless. You do have to plug a USB cable in. That's kind of a bummer, but I can deal with it. At least it has CarPlay. 17 speaker, Mark Levinson sound system. All the 4x4 goodies, switches for lock the center diff. And this vehicle has the rear airbag suspension. It does not have coils. And so there is actually a switch here where one can raise or lower the suspension, which is kind of neat. Might be useful. It only raises the rear because you only have airbags in the rear. But, you know, if you were towing a heavy load or, you know, for some reason you needed a little more clearance to get over something, you can raise this and it will actually jack up the rear pretty high. It's kind of funny. Otherwise, it is a 4Runner dressed up as a Lexus. I love it. It is super quiet. It is way quieter in the cabin than our 2017 Toyota Highlander Premium. It rides better than the Highlander. Our Highlander Premium, we would say the seats might be slightly better than the GX, but they're both top notch. I was actually just out in the Highlander earlier to go to the car wash, and I gotta say, I think I like the Highlander seats a little bit more, but it's not a big problem. They're very comfortable seats overall. I just find the bolsters here are a little short, whereas on the Highlander, you know, there are these really premium seats that come out even further, which I like. What else can I show you? All the usual stuff. I mean, it's really not a terribly modern vehicle. You know, nowadays you get in a modern Lexus and you have, you know, screens all the way across. But this is what I like. I wanted the Toyota for life ruggedness and simplicity, relative simplicity, along with, you know, the luxury treatment. It even has a CD player. This might be one of the last vehicles made with a CD player. Again, it's a 2023. It has this funky, like, touchpad to navigate through the this stuff when you have the CarPlay going. Again, it's a full-time four-wheel drive system, not all-wheel drive, so it's much more like a full-time four-wheel drive Jeep. You can feel it going down the road. It has a ton of traction, and because this also has what's called the KDSS suspension system. And so what the KDSS is you have the ability to disconnect the sway bars automatically. And I have no idea how that works, but it is apparently very useful for off-roading. But while you're on the street, the sway bars are engaged, and this thing rides like a magic carpet. It just is, it's fantastic. So not big V8, but 4.6 liter V8 under there. That's what I wanted. You can't buy a new V8 from Toyota anymore. So that was another reason I wanted to add this to the fleet, is always wanted a Toyota V8. Taking care of this should last 300,000 miles. I'll probably be dead and it'll still be on the road. So that's the Beerus Maximus GX460.